Production.
Alright, okay, before I start this video, I know a lot of people might look at the thumbnail and expect a rant. Let me tell you guys something. I'm not ranting on anything. There's nothing for me to rant about here. There's not. I'm not going to rant on nobody's logic. I'm not going to rant on people defending this. Nope. I'm just going to speak to you as a regular consumer, and I want you to understand the gravity about what a lot of you are saying. A lot of you are, okay with this sort of service. A lot of you are thinking that, it is, even though it is a legit blank canvas in terms of a network, right? A lot of people believe that we should give it a chance and let them add upon it. Okay. We're definitely going to get into these things, because there's a lot of stuff I've noticed. A lot of stuff. And I did not talk to Mon because I really did not care. Because one thing about Nintendo fans, and history has proven right, has really proven me right, really, over time. Every time I talked about Nintendo, and trust me, you can go check out the Nintendo news videos, 99.9% of my videos regarding Nintendo are positive. Not one single, hardly any negatives, really. You know what I'm saying? The only big negative I had, like a while back, was with Nintendo Labo. Now granted, Nintendo Labo did sell, which, again, nobody said it wouldn't sell, but my problem was the price. That's exactly what my problem was. And certain people damage controlled that to oblivion. And now we're here, and in typical traditional form, a lot of these people who damage control Labo have returned, some of which have actually abandoned ship in terms of this damage controlling, which is smart, because this is pretty sad. All right? So let's just talk about this as gamers, and let's see where we go from here. Nintendo has launched their online network, okay? Nobody's surprised by it. It's finally here. The wait is over. The speculation can end. X amount of things about what we could expect. One particular thing a lot of people expected from this network was that it was going to be underwhelming. That it wasn't going to have the bare minimum compared to PSN. And I'm talking about not PSN on PS4. I'm talking about PSN on just the bare bones, like compared to PS4. It's pretty bare bones on the PS3. You think about it. It doesn't really have much now, does it? It's just a free network you can play on. But a lot of us thought it would at least be on that par. Some of which thought it was not going to be on par with that. Me especially. I said it wasn't going to be on par. And now we're here and it's not on par. And they're charging you, obviously, they want to charge you $4 a month, $8 for 3 months, and then they want to charge you what, $20 for a year, and then for the family plan they want to charge you $35. Now again, I can see nobody having a problem paying for that network, and I already knew the damage control was going to happen. A lot of people was like, guys, chill. It's $20 a year. It's $20 a year. You can get 3 of these for the price of one, cost of Xbox Live and PSN, and that is true. That is true. But when you look at the network and what it is and what it has to offer, it offers you absolutely nothing. There is no voice chat. You cannot talk to your friends. There is no messaging whatsoever. You cannot send messages to an individual. So if you wanted to play a game with somebody, you can't send them a message like, hey, you want to party up? There's no, even though a lot of people claim they don't want this, they know they want this because there was even a patent for it or a rumor going on about it that they were going to do something like this. But there wasn't even no achievement slash, trophy type of, implementation for the online service. Not even that is included with this. There's nothing. It's literally just you on a blank sheet of paper, and the paywall is so you can just play online. That's it. Even the PlayStation 3, back when it launched in 2007, back when that console launched, the PS3 allowed you to send messages. The PS3 allowed you to talk to people online. obviously, and X amount of things of that nature. But you know that, and it didn't to be fair, it didn't have cross game chat, and it didn't have the group chat where you were all together like in a room or like in a party. It didn't have that like on the PS4, and it didn't have the trophy support, and I don't think it had cloud saves. But still, you had at least the bare minimum basics. Right, that's what I'm going off of. You had the bare minimum basics. You can talk to people with no hiccups. You didn't need no cell phone requirement or anything of that nature. No, you need none of that. All this stuff you could do off the bat. You had access to your games, X amount of things. As the years progressed, it improved over time. They had more stuff added. As far as the group chat thing, they did have a substitute for group chat, but it wasn't like PS4 where you can actually play your games and enjoy your experience. There was a room, it was kind of like a little, I guess you call it a conference call. You're all sitting in like this little white room with like bubbles everywhere and you're talking. That's basically what was the closest thing you could get to a group chat on PS3. And a lot of people know what I'm talking about. That thing. Trophies came later. And of course, they offered you cloud saves on the PS3. And all these things are free on the PlayStation 3. Nintendo in 2018 doesn't allow you to save your data to micro USBs. Why? Why? Is that acceptable? Why can't we transfer our data to micro USBs in 2018 with a next-gen product? Is that acceptable to anybody? It's not. Nintendo in 2018 will not allow you to transfer your data from one Switch to another. You can do this on PS4, and I'm pretty sure you can do this with the Xbox One. But you can do these things with PS4 and Xbox One products for free. Why can't you do this on a Nintendo Switch? But I'm supposed to jump out my seat. I'm supposed to give them a chance on something like a network that doesn't have the basics. I don't understand it. And then I know one of the big excuses that I've seen is people saying that, a lot of people are trying to explain this by saying, you know, they're using cell phones because cell phones are safer and whatnot, right? If Nintendo wanted to be safe, and this is why I didn't want to say nothing about it, you know, I kind of been quiet, especially when people brought this up. There's a thing called Discord. If Nintendo really wanted to be safe, they could have just had a Discord on the Switch. Problem solved. Right there. Problem solved. But, hey, they don't want, you know, we don't want to think like that though, right? We don't want to think about Discord. No. Nintendo, man, in 2018. And I can't believe I'm even saying this too, because this goes back to a video that I said, you know, that I gave them a pass on somewhat a pass. It was 50-50. It was involving the DRM. Now, for the NES games, I do stand by what I said about the DRM for that. Here's why I stand by the DRM for the NES games. The NES games are cloud-based. You don't really own those games. The reason why DRM is in place for those particular NES games is to stop them from being distributed via like, you know, basically stop them being pirated and shit like that. They don't want that to happen. That's what Nintendo did for that. And that's fine. That's understandable. You can move that to the side. But this is where another gripe comes into play. The cloud saves. Cloud saves on this service is pretty much the only thing you got on this service. Cloud saves, okay? Cloud saves on the Nintendo Switch Online only works for select titles. It does not support every single Nintendo product as of right now. It only works for select products, okay? If your subscription ends for the online and you do not renew your subscription, you will lose your save data here in 2018 and going forward. Is that something that I need to defend? Is that something that anybody needs to defend? No, it's not. And it's okay to admit it. Nintendo, I understand you might have an you love Nintendo, right? I can understand that you admire Nintendo, you grew up with it, and I want you to understand this. This is not about your love for Nintendo. Hell, I can say I love PlayStation, right? Or I can love Xbox or PC. It's not about your love for the platform. It's about the basic principles. Nintendo is literally saying fuck the basic principles and are saying, this is what we got, pay for it. That's basically what they're doing. Basically what they're doing. You need this service to play your games online. Now, I will say something positive about it though. If I remember correctly, they said there were some third-party games that did not require online, but after what I've been testing in every podcast that I've been, every time I ask one of the viewers, I ask the viewers, you know, I'll do this. I do this everywhere I go pretty much because it's becoming a staple. I ask you guys to put a 1 or 2 into the chat, and you guys can vouch for me, those you know what I'm talking about. I asked you, for those of you that have Nintendo Switches, do you use your Nintendo Switch to play third-party games or really any game really online? I say type 1 for yes and type 2 for no. It's always unanimous. Nobody uses their Switch for online, but we're being charged for this. And again, Fortnite is free for the Switch. Okay, fine. Fortnite. I mean, after looking at Sick Humor TV play the shit, I wouldn't really jump out my seat over that, especially in the performance category. But sure, that's a positive. Fine. I'm pretty sure Rocket League as well is free to play, right? Fine. It's a free to play game to begin with. But one particular game they do got you by the balls with, and they're forcing you to buy this network for, Smash Bros. They got you on this one. And again, it's fine. Nobody will have no problem paying for an online network if the price was reasonable. Really, not even the price. The price is fine. The price is not the problem with Nintendo Switch. The problem with Nintendo Switch is Nintendo itself. Nintendo did not innovate, nor did they even address any issues regarding this service. There's so many questions that are not answered with this online service in 2018. The fact that they said no to you manually transferring your data from one Switch to another, the fact that you can't manually change your data or transfer your data to another micro USB, these things right here are unacceptable in 2018. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And again, I'm speaking as a gamer. I'm not speaking as no corporate shield, nor a fucking businessman. You're not gonna once hear me talk about profit or revenue that they will get out of this, because that makes no fucking sense for me to damage control and talk about revenue for an online service for this. Makes no sense. This is one of those things that just needs to be talked about in the right way. And as far as this online network is concerned, again, people talking about children on this, right? They did these particular things for children. Okay, well, explain to me how their network has already been cracked. It's already been cracked. That's right. It's already been cracked, and people are installing unsupported NES games on the network. These are problems. Again, this is not a diss. These are problems Nintendo themselves have put themselves into. This is not a diss. It is the basic facts. Nintendo is a multi-billion-dollar company. Nintendo has been in the industry longer than Sony, and Microsoft. They've been in the industry the longest. They know what sells. They know their audience, okay? And that's another valid point. People say this. They cater to the audience. They do this. Okay, they know their audience, right? Okay, if they know their audience, why isn't this network on par with PSN? Everybody knows this. If you know your audience, if you know Nintendo dudes, right? Nintendo dudes claimed that they didn't care about the share button on the PS4, yet as soon as it hit the Switch, what happened? They were all over it. So it's pretty obvious Nintendo dudes in 2018 at least want a network, a base network on par with the PS3 at least. That's all they need. If you gave them a base network starting off like the PS3, right? And you gave them not just NES games, but let's say Wii U games, let's say GameCube games, right? I promise you, nobody would have complained about this service. You would have been golden. But these are the basic principles Nintendo refused to address. And again, this is not a knock. It is me being honest, brutally honest. If I can't be honest with you in 2018, then so help my God, I don't know what to say about this community. But that is the facts. I don't need to do a stream about this. I will dedicate a video to this because it needs to be said. It's ridiculous. Okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's unethical on their behalf for this. It really is. It goes against the basic principles. Y'all talked about Xbox 24/7 and DRM, saying that y'all very freedom was being taken away. Yeah, you give Nintendo a pass on this every time when they tell you can't even upload a game to YouTube. You can upload a game of you on YouTube of you having fun with friends. And you saw this with Angry Joe. The damn video can get blocked worldwide. And you're just having fun. Not cursing or anything. You're just having fun. You just get hit with so many damn copyright claims. It's unethical what Nintendo's doing. It's anti-consumer to the max. Oh, Nintendo's their own company. They can do whatever they want with their products. I already know somebody's gonna say that. They can do whatever they want with their products. Okay, if by your logic, going by your by your logic, then don't say nothing bad about the PlayStation Classic for the PlayStation, because the PlayStation dudes by default should be able to say that then, right? Oh, it's PlayStation product. They can do whatever they want. Oh, wait, no. They'll get hit with, that's damage control. That's exactly where I'm going with. It is damage control. And it's not worth it. It's not cool. It's not ethical at all. We're gamers. We don't work for these companies. We should be pushing them to do better because we line their pockets. We tell them what we want by speaking our opinion and speaking with our wallets. We're not in the board meeting. If we were in the board meeting, hey, this video can easily be deleted. You know what I'm saying? But we're not in the board meeting. We're consumers. And it makes no sense that anybody can defend this in 2018 or try to defend this at all. And before I end the video, this is going to be the last question. This is going to be a question for the chat. Is Nintendo for children or is it for everybody? Remember, because that narrative seems to flip every week. One week is for everybody when they release one game. The next week is for children when they release another. Pick one and stick with it, please. Can we pick one and stick with it? I said it was for everybody because Nintendo does cater to everybody. My sister, who's damn near 40 years old, plays Mario all the time. I play Smash Bros with her. You know what I'm saying? It's for everybody. But for people to say it's all about kids, not every game on the Switch is catered to children. Bayonetta's not for kids. Not catered to kids. You know what I'm saying? It's not big. That's not catered to kids. Fucking Xenoblade. That's not catered to kids. Like, give it a rest. And just enjoy the concept for what it is. Jesus Christ. Are we really having this conversation in 2018? It's unbelievable. It really is. It's unbelievable. But that's what I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about the video, about this situation. Not a rant. Again, it's not a rant because I've become so accustomed to this. It's Nintendo. I've become so accustomed to it. But they have solidified to me that I will not buy a Switch anytime soon. And that's just the bottom line. It's the bottom line. The bottom line. Nobody should be getting triggered over this. Nobody should be upset about this in terms of anybody else speaking negative because it's the truth. It is the God honest truth. This service really should have never really come out at this in the shape that it's in. If they want to release the service, fine. But at least have the bare basics before you launch an online service and then try to charge people online for this. And try to lock people off the stuff that they had access to previously. It's unacceptable. And I agree with everybody. And if you think I'm hating on this and you think I'm saying this because I have a vendetta against Nintendo, I want you to look on screen in front of you. I'm not the only one who is speaking up against this. This is not something that you make up. This is not me saying this because I have a vendetta. I'm saying this because I care. Nintendo is one of the best companies out here. They innovate in their own ways. Nintendo innovates in terms of getting the player involved in games. PlayStation innovates in their games by making cinematic experiences, you know what I'm saying, and crazy cutscenes and set pieces. Microsoft innovates because they go where the do bro casuals are, and they go with that particular way with social integration. That's what they do. Each particular one brings something to the table. But again, that does not excuse what we're seeing with Nintendo. It doesn't. And that's the God honest truth. Okay? And that's me being fair. Very fair. If you like the video, hit that like button. I do appreciate it. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon. Stay up to date. Everything I do on the channel as well. You can follow me on Twitter at RyanThePro55. And that's it, man. That's me speaking to you as a gamer, man. I'm being upfront. You know what I'm saying? The principles need to be met when it comes to stuff like this. And if they don't want to do it, well, that's Nintendo for you. All right? You have a blessed one. I'm out.
Remember back when, dreaming about the life we didn't realize had to get there, there'd be sacrifice. We didn't take into account the craziness of life. Remember setting up those speakers, calibrating lights, hoping that our friends would come support us for the night. And maybe 20 in a crowd, we thought we owned the world. Look at me now, like I was stunting on my old girl. Heard she came through for a bit, I was like, word. Jelaya moved to San Fran, now he's taking over. Mickey and Jason moved to Aspen, their life started over. But when we talk these days, don't